Good.
There we are.
Hey.
It's strange, eh? Each time I chat to somebody, I think,
You're not real. Where can I turn you off? Yeah?
Oh, it's funny, because I saw you first on I watched your video for how to do Google AdWords
Yeah.
thing. And I watched it, and then I just thought, fuck, I'll come back to this later. It's too hard.
So,
And then
now, first of all, I'm very, very happy to be here. Thank you so much for arranging all of that.
That's all right.
I know you're the lazy bloke who doesn't have to move because everyone's flying in,
Yep.
but you have to do the hard stuff with, planning and scheduling and
Didn't have
everything
to fly,
like that.
didn't have to do anything, and you guys come flying in.
Yeah.
Perfect. Perfect.
Careful, we might be doing that again. So, obviously you've been also part of the Launcher community since quite some time.
2 years now.
2 years?
2 years this week.
2 years this week even.
Yeah.
We should, okay, celebrate anniversary then for you. Great. And if you look back to your life, how it was before and now, what has changed? What are the most significant things that have changed?
So there's shallow answers and there's deep answers. The shallow answer is, for example, we've shut the bed and breakfast for 4 days so that we can do this. Before, there was no way in August we would shut that bed and breakfast for 4 minutes, because that was all the money we were earning in the world.
Yeah.
But now with 3 different sites doing different things to bring in money, everything's relaxed. And for the first time ever, Vicky and I are seriously contemplating, well, I'm seriously contemplating, Vicky not yet, to shut between the 1st of November and the 31st of February, if there's such a day, 28th of February, and have 3 months where there's not going to be visitors. And we'll just be able to live here, go for walks, travel, do something. And the shift financially from where we were 2 years ago to now is absolutely incredible. But if you ask Vicky the same question, she'll tell you the difference has been in me, in my head. Because when we bought this place, everything went wrong. I didn't plan it very well. And then when I realized that running a cafe restaurant means I was going in the box, as we call the kitchen, in the box at 6:37 in the morning. Sometimes I wouldn't come out till 9. And the worst thing about it was I did that to me. I was working in London, flying up and down to Africa, having a lovely world, came here to get the life of freedom, and this is what I'd done.
You applied the same principle to your next business.
Here I was working twice as hard as when I had the job in London, and then COVID came, and then everything shut, and that was, I think, the lowest low point of my life. I'd come here, wasted all my money, I'd got myself a job I hated, and I had done it all. I couldn't point at the tax man, I couldn't shout at the Prime Minister, I couldn't yell at my previous boss. I did it. I did everything. And it was a disaster. And then I watched Mike on his video and I thought, well, if he can do it. No, I'm kidding.
That was my thought as well, yeah.
I thought I've got to do something. And I said to Vicky, well, I'm going to try this online malarkey. And I started doing this stuff. And for me, the progression was measured in getting the steps done, getting customers, building the website for the guest house, building the website that trains people how to market their guest houses. Yeah. And I was measuring it in money coming in. And for me, that was my thing. From losing money hand over fist during COVID, to being in a position where now 1 month earning $1,000, then $3,000, and then in April this year, 15.5. It's not every month like that. It goes up and down.
Yeah.
But money is coming in from something I've done online, and I just thought, okay, I'm ticking the money box. But Vicky's take is different, because you've met me now for the first time, and I have a much happier outlook on the world. And for me, that's in retrospect, looking back, that's the biggest thing that Launchpad has done for me.
The quality of life.
A depressed, miserable geezer who couldn't see a way out, to a guy sitting here now on what is it today? Sunday afternoon. All of you guys have flown in. We're chitter-chattering. We're going to go to a top restaurant tonight and have dinner. It's the life of Riley. But my spirit has come up again. I joke again. I tease Vicky. We have a wonderful life again. And sadly, I have to put responsibility squarely at the door of Stuart and Justin. They worked me through the program and they've changed everything. And there's no going back.
Wow.
There's a long answer to a short one.
Yeah, no, that's great. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Okay. And you already mentioned Stuart and Justin. Like,
Yes.
what's the top 3 things that helped you most to transition to this point now? If you look back,
the biggest thing, and it's so hard to talk about on these videos because everybody thinks, oh, he's trying to do a sell. But I started and I upgraded to Launchpad, and I knuckled down. Every morning I'd get up at 8, come and open the computer, and I was literally sitting there watching Steffen and the others and watching it in slow motion and copying, and it went on for about 3 months. And again, my wonderful wife said to me, why are you doing that? I said, well, I've got to build this website and get it there. She says, Andy in Zimbabwe built our guest house website in 2 days. And so why don't you get him to build this? And it just occurred to me, you know, my skill isn't technology. I will never keep up with the hundreds of changes that are happening. Why don't I just pay some extra money and get LaunchU to build me this thing the way I want it to be built and get on with what I do? And so it's my wife who put the idea in my head again. And I did that. They went off and started the building, told them how I want the sites and all of that. And I found the most valuable thing being an old guy. I started doing ads about using your experience to build something online. And I did a thing 2 weeks ago. I wanted to make some videos of people who are doing that and not doing reselling of the Launchpad, because some people think that's all we can do. And so I emailed all my members and said, who's doing something that's not working on Launchpad? I got such a surprise. Sorry. I've got about 45 people replied to the first email. And I've had calls with 4 of them. And they're people who've come in. The first one that I did was a teacher who's now building a website to help parents understand and bond with their kids, because he's a teacher. He knows this stuff. There is no education in the school system that teaches you how to get on with your kids. And he said it's so strange. When the kids 8, 9, 10, they worship you. But between you and him and society, by the time they get to 20, you've managed to ostracize the guy. And so he's doing coaching on that. And if you've got what he calls difficult kids or something like that. And he's off. Nothing to do with Modern Wealthy or Launchpad. The next lady I spoke to is importing collagen from somewhere and making a stuff. And people put it on their skin to stay young and all of that. And she's been through every hoop you can imagine with FDAA and approvals and stuff, but she's doing it. She's now making money selling collagen, and she's coming on the course because she wants a second stream of income, because she said it's just a matter of time before she cannot do an ad for collagen because every time she finds a loophole, 3 or 4 months later the officials close it, and she's going to go to a place that says tin of stuff, and she says no, there's no future in that. So she's starting to build a whole new website. There's a guy who just liked drawing. He's been an accountant and an engineer. I thought, wow, that's 2 careers. And he's he's now 63, and he said, what I always wanted to do my whole life was caricatures. So he started a business doing T-shirts for people. So if it's your wedding anniversary, or say you're getting married and you've got 6 guests coming, you send a photo of the 6 guests. This one eats too much, this one likes his bicycle, and he does them each a T-shirt and prints it, and he's having a whale of a time. All nothing to do with Modern Wealthy, but he learned everything on Modern Wealthy, and these guys are just building different businesses. That gave me another boost, because suddenly now, instead of being the guy who trains people to work on Modern Wealthy and on we go and on we go, there's all these people. As I say, I've got about 37 of them. I've only done 4 of the videos, but about 37 of them who've actually looked at the training, thought, I want to do that, and there they go. And the biggest thing that's changed for me is I was going to do 2 more sites before I'm 65. But now I thought I'm going to go back and do a gold. It sounds weird, but I'm doing a very specific and strange thing. I'm giving my wife 7 of the hours without me being there. I'm doing 7 of the hours without me being there,
Mhm.
and then we're doing 7 hours together. And my brief to the people is, you've got to find out what Vicky wants, you've got to find out what I want, and then we're going to build one thing together.
Fantastic
And
idea.
That's my plan now. Instead of having 5 sites, that was always my thing, have 5 sites.
Yeah.
I just want to build this one site. Probably involve travel,
Yeah.
that Vicky and I love to do it, we've got the experience, and it earns us money.
Amazing.
That's my winter goal. Shut this place.
Yeah.
November, December, January, I want to get on to working on that final site that allows Vicky and I to travel anywhere in the world, earning money online, and doing that horrible thing called the laptop lifestyle. Whoa, I hate those words.
Yeah, I don't like
But-
that as
but
so much as
living
I.
on the internet, because you know, people will be coming in, looking at whatever it is we create, paying their money, doing it. We'll be traveling, and somehow those things are all going to mesh together. Where we are traveling will become material for the site. I don't know what's going to happen,
Yeah.
but that's what lies ahead.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Because you can be passionate about the things that you do, and the education is so
Yes.
broad. It helps you in many, many different ways. And I think this is how Stuart intended it with calling it Launchpad. It's a
Yes.
pad to launch your own ideas.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
And
I'm
be
slow
passionate.
and thick and stupid, because Stuart starts his first 3 lessons are about finding something you love.
Yeah.
I didn't do it. I mean, this will be my 4th site, and I'm listening for the first time to what Stuart says. Think about what you want to do, something that you really love, and go and do that.
But I think you're doing really well for the fact that you didn't listen, but you still build a business.
I say to Vicky, if I went to university to become an engineer, it would be a 4 or 5 year course. I've done 2. So there's 2 or 3 more to go.
Yeah.
And she said, that's fine, because it means you'll finish your final year on your 65th birthday. Because I turned 62 on August the 13th. Almost 2 weeks after I joined Modern Wealthy in the beginning. So she says, okay, in 3 years' time, we'll be there. It'll be your 65th birthday, and we'll shut the cafe and the guest house, and we'll be doing something. We don't know what yet.
That sounds exciting.
We're off, and I don't know what yet.
That's the great thing. It's uncertain, but you can look forward to, because you allow yourself to be relaxed.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, great.
What happens next?